Okay, in case you didn't see it, last week Bethesda suddenly remembered that it can actually communicate with its customers. And they shared a massive announcement on updates in pretty much everything that they're doing. And because I love talking about video games and I find this very interesting, I thought we could talk about it. Go over what Bethesda has announced, what they said, and try to make sense of it all. Also, as a bit of a side note, I found this so incredibly funny. Todd Howard just shared plans for the Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and Starfield franchises. You're thinking, okay, Asha is sharing the news. You know what I see here? Okay, Todd, you have to go out and explain to people what are you working on. Oh, but I don't like talking to people. Shut up. Go and do it. Everybody, Todd here has something to say. Oh my god. I've mentioned this in another video that Asha was going to give Todd a kick in the ass like, okay, get to work now. But this is just like the visual representation of that. Do you see this face? This is the face of a man that agrees with everything its new boss told him to do. Probably not going to go over every single detail because this is very long, but we have a note from Bethesda Game Studios. We love making these worlds as much as you love playing them. Let's go to the meat and potatoes. Starfield continues. With over 17 million players logged in almost 1 billion hours to date, Starfield remains an important part of our future. As we enter year 3, it's already been 3 years. This is crazy. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, Bethesda once again promises to keep expanding Starfield. After the insanity of the DLC where they promise, I don't know how many DLCs, and it took a year or more to release one. Okay, allegedly they're committed to Starfield. Created by players, we believed from the beginning that our worlds belong not only to the people that make them, but also to the people who play them. I mean, of course. That's what Willem promised was the tools to create their own experiences, dating back to the Morrowind construction set. This year marks another major milestone for Creations, with its expansion to Fallout 4. By the way, this, Creations, that's paid mods. That's what he's talking about. So, more paid mods, people. Moving on. The future of Fallout. Fallout is one of our biggest priorities today. Fallout 5 remains our long-range destination, and we have multiple Fallout projects in active development right now. You could argue that they would have done well with the success of the TV show. Fallout 76... Isn't it hilarious that he puts Fallout 76 first? Every time, it's funny, every time Todd has been asked about Fallout New Vegas remake or Fallout 5, he always, or even Elder Scrolls 6, he always goes, oh, but we are very committed to Fallout 76. Seems that is the only thing he knows how to talk about. Okay, if you like Fallout 76, I don't judge you. To each their own. 73 updates released to date, blah, 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 blah. I don't particularly care. Yes, more updates of Fallout 76. That's pretty much the only thing Bethesda has said in years, so more of the same. They have a major expansion for next year, Raven Rock, a prequel story to Fallout 3, okay. Again, if it's within Fallout 76, I'm not going to play Fallout 76 for a prequel to Fallout 3. Fallout 4, the most award-winning game in the franchise, just celebrated a 10-year anniversary and passed over 35 million copies. See, when you know the context of these things, it kind of pisses me off. It's like, oh yeah, 10-year anniversary. Not only that, reminds you that the last Fallout game, Fallout 76 doesn't count, came 10 years ago. They released the anniversary edition and broke the game. And they took 3 months. Sometimes Bethesda, it's the same when they released Fallout 76. It looked like nobody playtested it. Also, the most award-winning game. Listen, awards doesn't make a game good because, in my opinion, Fallout 4, it's arguably the worst. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad game at all. We also know players want to revisit previous Fallout experiences. While we are not announcing any dates today, we have been working on remasters for both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. And this is a big one. Okay, so these are not remakes, they're remasters. But, I mean, honestly, if they are at the level of quality of the Oblivion remaster, I'm fine with that. I think it's a good chance to replay them. But this is a lot of news. You probably have seen, we're going to get to it But just as a bit of a side note, Obsidian is also... there was a rumor they were making a new Fallout game. It has been officially announced that they are making a new Fallout game. It doesn't... They never specified what are they making. Everyone assumed it was Fallout New Vegas remake, because it would be like the easiest thing to do. Low risk as a whole remake in a new engine. But now that Bethesda, if they're making a Fallout New Vegas remaster, that means most likely Obsidian is not making a remake of New Vegas. Fallout Shelter continues to be the most popular way to experience Fallout on the go. Yeah, but moving on. We'd like to congratulate Killer Films and Amazon Game Studios over the 10 Emmy Okay, yeah, the series. We won't host a traditional Fallout Day broadcast this year. Okay, fine. Oh yeah, Fallout 30th anniversary on 2027. Okay. Studio collaboration. The Wasteland continues to expand as we team up once again with our longtime friends at Obsidian Entertainment. We're happy to confirm they're working with us in a new Fallout project. We will have more to share in the future. You know, there's always been this feeling that Bethesda doesn't like Obsidian very much. And I'm laughing so much because after that rumor, when they released New Vegas, Obsidian did, Bethesda sat them down and showed them a PowerPoint of everything they did wrong in New Vegas. Like some sort of humiliation ritual. The fun part is New Vegas went on to be the most beloved game in the series. Honestly, I don't think that they... Todd Howard went, listen, you're gonna grab all those developers and everyone and sit them in that table, and I'm gonna tell them how awful of a job they did. I don't think that was what happened. It's funny, Todd Howard, once again, comes out and tells us that he doesn't hate Obsidian. I don't think he hates Obsidian. Of course not. But you need to understand, Todd Howard is a very proud man. And I'm sure, deep down, even a little bit, he resents them. Again, there is nothing. They just call it a new Fallout project. So what is going to be from Obsidian? Could be related to New Vegas. A sequel to New Vegas. A prequel to New Vegas. Who knows? Or a completely different game. It's not going to be a remake of Fallout 3 or New Vegas because Bethesda is working on them. So who knows? Now, if you want to look at the... let's get to the worst case scenario. They put them to make a Fallout extraction shooter. Oh my god, they're going to make an extraction shooter. I'm kidding. Yeah, we don't know what they're making. We're also bringing our teams together across Bethesda. ZeniMax Online Studios will partner closely with Bethesda Game Studios on the Elder Scrolls franchise, while continuing to deliver new experiences for Elder Scrolls Online. Season 1, Return of the Thief, blah, 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 blah. By aligning more directly across the franchise, we can create even better experiences for players. If I am translating this from corporate speech correctly, this means because we got so many layoffs, we're going to be taking guys from the other studios and working as more interchangeably so we can compensate for the people we lost. Bringing our teams closer together is helping us build a stronger foundation for everything we create next. Elder Scrolls and beyond. The foundation extends beyond our teams to the technology, tools and systems we will provide that will power the next generation of Bethesda RPGs. Okay, our teams, and this is the important part for BGS. Our teams are now developing the Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 on Creation Engine 3, a shared technology platform we have been building since Starfield's launch. It allows our systems to support multiple projects simultaneously with new tools, rendering, and systems that define our games. Okay, there is a lot to unpack from here. If you think, listen, and please, if you're a fan of Bethesda, just listen to the words that I'm just going to say. If you're excited about this, because they're building a new engine for the newer games, you need to keep in mind, before you get too excited, this is exactly the same they said for Starfield when they built Creation Engine 2. They called it that it was going to power their games for the next 10 years. And now they're telling you, apparently, that the moment Starfield's launch, they went to make the next iteration of that engine. So Creation Engine 2 wasn't going to power games for the next 10 years. Unless they take 10 years from the release of Starfield to Elder Scrolls 6. That would technically make it true. Now, and this is... You should watch some videos of Luke Stevens because he has a lot more insight into this. Apparently, Creation Engine 2, so Starfield, is very hard to mod in terms of expanding the world. There was a lot of complaint that Starfield had so many loading screens. So everyone thought Starfield was going to be like, I don't know, No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky handles loading screens fantastically. And modders have tried to fix that, but apparently, as Luke said, as he's talked with other people, with other modders, that Starfield is very difficult to expand in that sense because the engine is made to work that way in like smaller instances. Now, if they're making Creation Engine 3, you can be optimistic because, okay, they're making a new engine. These shortcomings of the Creation Engine 2 can be improved. It could be, and apparently they're developing this one that previous engine couldn't do, have a lot more people working on a project across the world. As Luke mentions, that's something Ubisoft does great. The Anvil engine allows a lot of people to work in the same project seamlessly. So apparently they're building the new one to work like that. I'm guessing it's good. Hopefully they understand the shortcomings and they can make it. And I know it would be a hit at their ego for Bethesda to shift to, I don't know, Unreal Engine. And this ties back to the layoffs at Xbox. They have lost a lot of people that had been with the studios for decades. People that have helped build those engines. And now they're gone, and you're going to need the experience of those people if you're going to build yet another iteration of that engine. Okay, moving on. Fallout 5 is currently in pre-production. That is to say, we have a blackboard, and we just spin ideas to it. The Elder Scrolls 6 is our primary development focus today, with the majority of our team currently working on the next chapter of the franchise, with over 65 million copies, blah, 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 exploring Skyrim 15 years later. The next chapter is on the way, where we're planned to be, loving how it looks, and playing it every day. Again, the rumors pointed out, the leaks pointed out to like 2029, maybe 2030. At the very least, they're being kicked into overdrive. So at least now they're actually going to go. Does anyone else find it insane that Skyrim came out in 2011? What has Bethesda made in that time? Fallout 4, Fallout 76, and Starfield. That's an awful output. And I'm not saying they need to spit out one Fallout game and one Elder Scrolls every year. Please no, because they will be awful. It could potentially be 20 years by the time Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, since Skyrim came out. That is insane. Okay, finally, last thing. The road ahead. Across Bethesda Game Studios, we're building for the future of Fallout, the Elder Scrolls, and Starfield. We're investing in our technology, bringing teams closer together, supporting our live games, expanding into new forms of entertainment, and developing the next generation of Bethesda RPGs. We couldn't be more excited for what's ahead, and we want to share as much as we could today. We can't thank you enough for all you have given to us and these worlds, and we can't wait to continue them together. Bethesda Game Studios. Okay, overall, this is good, in the sense that it's good that Bethesda is sharing some news. Like, guys, we are actually working on these things, because they never do. So am I excited for Elder Scrolls 6? I mean, not really. And don't get me wrong, I'm more than willing to give them the benefit of the doubt when the game comes out. And I'm hoping that the game is great. Nothing I would like more than it's the best game they've ever made. But I just can't really get that excited about. Because Todd is not that directly involved in the games. Maybe he was told by Asher, okay, you need to oversee the next, at least Fallout 5 and Elder Scrolls 6. You have to. Make sure at least they're on the level of Fallout 3. Maybe that's the case, but Todd hasn't been that involved into the development. He's more like the chief CEO guy now, more separated from development. So this announcement really doesn't get me excited, because honestly, Elder Scrolls 6, if we haven't heard anything about Elder Scrolls 6 ever, I mean, maybe it would be more exciting. But the fact that they, quote-unquote, announced it 8 years ago is insane. So no, I'm just going to wait and see. Hopefully, it's the best game they've ever made. I would love that. So I don't know, I'm just going to... I would love to have more to speculate, but it's honestly... It's just the name. It's like the trailer. Hey guys, we're making Elder Scrolls 6. Oh, cool. What is going to be set on? We can't tell you yet. Okay. Do you have any idea when it's coming from? We don't know. Oh, which engine are you using? We're making Creation Engine 3 to make this game. Oh, cool. Can we see something about the engine? No, not yet. Oh, okay. And Fallout 5, I mean, hopefully it's not 10 years away. Hopefully. Now, the other announcement got me a slightly more excited, which is the Obsidian game. And the only thing that actually gets me excited is that Josh Sawyer, the original game director for Fallout New Vegas, is leading this project. So at least you got the head. In terms of the developers below him, it's not the same Obsidian. Hopefully, they're up to the task. And see, Obsidian has always been this weird studio because they were given, okay, you make a Fallout spin-off. And they were given like very short time to make. Okay, you have to make this and make it in a year. And they were like, that's insane. Oh, well, you have to. It's the same with Knights of the Old Republic. Knights of the Old Republic 2 is famously unfinished. There were whole quest lines and planets that were somewhat done, but they weren't finalized by the time they had to release it, and they were pushed out the door. They made Knights of the Old Republic 2 in 14 months. Again, like New Vegas, Knights of the Old Republic 2 is insanely good. In my opinion, it's better than the first. They are very different games. The first, Knights of the Old Republic, famously made by BioWare when they were cool, it's an absolutely fantastic game. But it is a very typical story with a twist. There's a twist, nice twist. I'm not going to spoil it. But it's a more typical story, more hero, more good versus evil. There, again, there is that twist that kind of makes it, elevates it a little more than that. But Knights of the Old Republic 2 is a very different game. It's a much darker game. It's a much more bleak game in terms of the prospects. And it's a much smaller game. Typical good and typical evil, they blend together. Man, it's such a fantastic... I need to replay it. So, Obsidian is that studio that they seem to grab and give some scraps. Okay, just make the second one because BioWare can do it. Make it. You have a year. And they delivered. Fallout New Vegas, the same. Okay, make a spin-off of Fallout. New Vegas was made in 18 months. They were put at the task and given an impossible timeline, and they delivered something that is widely considered the best game in the franchise. But my only reason not to be so excited is because Obsidian is not the same Obsidian. What is the last game they made? Avowed. It's Avowed any good? Avowed, it's fine. There is fun to be had in that game. There is a lot of good things about it. It's just fine. And the fact that they were working, and this is the other aspect, because now Xbox is pushing them into making Bethesda and Obsidian, and we're gonna get probably other studios being pushed into what they've made them famous. I don't think Obsidian as a studio wanted to make Fallout. They were working on Avowed too. Xbox came in and told them, you stop that. But we're making a new game. No, it's cancelled. Go. You're making Fallout now. For Bethesda, it's fine because it's Bethesda, but I think they're putting Obsidian to do it because they have the name recognition and people are gonna like it as a default because they make New Vegas. So if they can make something similar to New Vegas in terms of its quality, people are gonna be more open to a Fallout game made by Obsidian. That is the feeling I'm getting with a lot of this. So I don't know. Because Obsidian was not working on it, they were told, like, out of the blue, you're gonna make a new Fallout game? That one is ways away. Maybe actually standing on top of them with a gun to their head and telling them, you have 12 months. Make it. You know, could be. You never know. So yeah, that was the big roadmap for Bethesda Game Studios. At the very least, they have been set into a path. Will that path lead to good games? Hopefully. Also, you need to keep in mind the timing of this announcement. Again, that's why it's a lot of corporate speech, and you shouldn't take it at face value. After Xbox gutted their studios and fired more than 1,600 people, on top of a lot of layoffs across Microsoft, there were like 4,200 in total within Microsoft, they needed to announce something that will take the conversation away from it. So And here's the thing I was talking about. Former Bethesda developers say Microsoft's recent Xbox layoffs will make it much harder to build future Fallout and Elder Scrolls games. Laid-off developers report Bethesda lost experienced programmers, artists, designers, and QA staff across several teams. One called the knowledge loss staggering, while another said it will have a substantial cascading effect on the games and studio morale. Some had been with Bethesda since the Morrowind era, meaning the studio lost developers with decades of experience and deep understanding of its games. That's what I meant. If you want them to build good games that sell well, you're going to need those people that know how to make those games, that were there. If your idea, in terms of, Xbox, if their idea was for push Bethesda into making Elder Scrolls 6 and make Fallout 5, why would you fire the people that made pretty much every other successful Bethesda game? Okay? That's why I think part of this strategy is just they're jumping the gun. We're just going to fire a lot of people because we need to get the cost down. This is the point where it actually doesn't get me very excited. Now, they could deliver anyway. I mean, at some point, those people learn how to make these games. Again, that's just speculation. But anyway, they could deliver anyway. They have done in the past, so we'll just have to wait and see until we get some news or actual showcasing of these games or projects. Hopefully, this is a start of a Bethesda that communicates more with its players, especially when they screw up. So yeah, that is the announcement. That is everything in Bethesda's roadmap. So let me know what you think in the comments. Are you excited that they're actually putting their heads down into Elder Scrolls 6, that they're developing Fallout 5? Maybe you stand with me, you're more skeptical. Or maybe you simply you're over it. No. Are you excited by the Obsidian Fallout project? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel as it really helps a lot. And thank you for watching to this point. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.